Welcome to Montana Matters. We're joined by Malcolm Horn. She is the Director of Special Services at Rimrock Foundation. Thanks so much for joining us today.
Thank you for having me.
Yeah, so we're talking today about Addiction 101, and addiction, of course, is something that really is facing millions of Americans out there, and it's not only affecting just the people who are addicted, but a lot of people surrounding them, right?
Correct. Family, employers, society as a whole. I mean, when we incarcerate someone for a drug-related offense, society pays a cost for that addiction as well.
Right, so a lot of people affected here. How and why is addiction classified as a primary chronic illness?
Well, we've had a lot of research, particularly in the last 5 to 10 years, that really show that with an addiction, there is a physical change in the brain, particularly in the limbic system. There's a change in how the brain operates and how it makes choices, how it does things. The American Society of Addiction Medicine actually refined their definition of addiction to say it's a primary chronic illness of brain reward, motivation, memory, and related circuitry. So thinking of other primary chronic illnesses, diabetes, hypertension, it's the same. It's treatable, it's manageable, but it's a lifetime of management. It's not you fix it once, you go to a counseling session or treatment and you're done, good to go. It's an ongoing process.
Right, that's good for everyone to know, just that basic definition.
Yeah.
So tell us about the basic neurobiology of the brain and addiction.
One of the things that when we talk about addiction, we talk about the amygdala. The amygdala is a little part of your brain that is kind of the smoke alarm for your brain. It's what says, hey, there's a problem. And that triggers typically a fight, flight, freeze response. And everyone's kind of heard that, fight, flight, freeze. So when the amygdala gets, here's the smoke detector, so to speak, it says there's a problem. It doesn't, however, tell you what kind of problem. So addiction, one of the things addiction does is it hijacks that survival system, so to speak. So the smoke detector might go off when someone says, hey, you should put down that beer. That fight, flight, freeze comes in, essentially. And so then people, that's one of the reasons when people have an addiction, they do many irrational things. The part of their brain that's telling him, or telling the brain, you're safe, things are okay, isn't working right. It's telling the brain, oh my gosh, this is a problem. And so there are heightened anxiety, heightened fear factor, and that leads to a lot of that impulsive, out of control, irrational behavior.
Okay, so something that we really should point out, though, is that addiction is treatable.
Absolutely. Yeah. And I think one of the things, too, is that people don't think it is treatable. They think that, okay, well, great, my brain is messed up. Well, okay, but that is treatable, that's changeable. Anyone who started a new habit can say your brain could learn to do things differently. If you have ever gone on a diet or started an exercise program or stopped smoking, you are aware that you can change the way your brain operates. And so the thing that people don't always understand is that it's a long-term process. It's not a short fix. Just like someone with diabetes, they don't go in and get their blood sugar balanced once and they're good to go. They realize that it's something I need to monitor for the rest of my life. And the same with addiction. People that are in recovery, they work a program, and the program is different for everybody. Sometimes it's 12-step meetings, sometimes it's medication. It just kind of depends. But people need to know it is treatable, it's manageable. And there's a lot of people who want to help them manage it.
Okay, and this is what Rimrock Foundation really specializes in, is helping people with their addictions. So we want to thank you so much for coming on the show today, Malcolm.
Yeah, thank you.
And for more information, we'd invite you to visit Rimrock Foundation's website or give them a call.